Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to see chapter 3 stack. So what are the topics to be discussed? The first one, stack concept and its types, and second, operation on stacks, and third one, application of stack. Fourth one is the implementation of stack in Python program, and fifth one, infix to postfix. In that, two subtopics are there. One is algorithm, and you have to do the conversion from infix to postfix. So before going to the topic of stack, first I want to tell you what is the meaning of data structure. So data structure, it is a way to store, organize and manage data along with the operation efficiently. For example, in Python, we are having a different data types, right? For example, if normal data means numerical form, if you are taking the numerical form, integer will be there, floating point, boolean, all this. So every data types, it will be arranging in the memory location in a different way. For example, if you are creating a equal to 5, this is the integer data type. So in a memory location, you will be having 5 here, and what variable you have created, a. So it will be storing here. In case if you are changing the value a to 10, then where it will be storing here, 6 will be there, 7, like that, and it continues the number till 10 and it will keep on going. So in 10 memory location, a will be storing. So like that, every data types there is a way to store. Okay, if you are taking the list will accept all other data types. You can store the multiple data types in the list format. You can store an integer, floating point or string, everything you can to store it in the list, and you can change the element also, right? That is what we can call list is a mutable data type. If you're taking the tuple also will accept all the data type, but you can't change the element, right? And it is a immutable data type. But if you're taking the string always enclosed with single quotes or the double quotes. So these are the three data types we had discussed in last year, and each one, if you're taking the tuple and string, it is a immutable, but list is a mutable. How it is going to arrange it in the memory location only, we are going to talk about the organizing and managing the data along with the operations. Okay, so there are two important in the data structure, stack and queue. So what are the operations you can perform on list and string? First one is called a reversal. What is the meaning of reversal? If you are creating the string as welcome, I want to reverse the string. What is the reverse of the string? It will start with backward, right? That we can call it as a reverse of the string. The same way if you are creating the list here. So 1, 2, 3. The elements are here. How do we reverse it? The reverse will be 3, 2, 1. That is called reversal. What is the meaning of slicing? Last year we had discussed. If I want to access only in the string, if I want to access only this 2, how do you access it? The string name, for example, it's s equal to welcome. I have mentioned it. So how do you access the slicing? S of 0, and if I'm mentioning here 5, what is the value it will store? It will be storing from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 it won't be calculated till 4. So WEL, if there is a space, that also will be included. So 0, 1, 2 and here 3, there is a space 4. So till here it will be doing. So you will get the output as WEL space C. This is what you can do the slicing. Slicing also we had discussed, positive slicing also, negative indexing by using the negative indexing. And what is the meaning of list also, we can do the slicing in the same method, right? And next one is the counting. You can count how many elements are present in the list also as well as the string. So these are the operation you can perform on list, string, tuple, everything. Clear? Now, as I told you, there are two popular data structure. One we can call it as a stack and another one is a queue. Now, what are the types of data structure? Apart from stack and queue, what is the another type of data structures are there? The first one we can call it as a array data structure. So if you take array data structure, it will be stored in the form of the same list type only in the sequences. Like the element will be there like this and the index value will be there. if you want to access any element, it is easy for you to access the element by using the index value. So this type of data structure, we can call it as a array data structure. And what about the linked list data structure? It will be looking like this. For example, the element will be here 5. After that, the next. So next memory location where it is storing, that information will be there. Clear? The element, after that, the next location of the memory address will be storing in the next one. Like this, the linked list will be creating. What about the binary trees? Binary trees will be creating like this. This type of binary tree will be creating. And this way, the data will be storing. Heap also in the same like binary trees, the heap also will be storing. What about the graph? Each data will be linked with one another. Like that, the graph also will be storing. So apart from stack and queue, we are having a different way to store the data in the memory location. The first concept, what is the meaning of stack? So you look at the example here, there are some piles of books are stored here and pile of plates are stored here. First, if I want to take any book from the pile of book, how can you take it? You are going to take from one by one from the top, right? And here the plate also you are going to take one by one from the top. So this method of working only we can call it as a stack. A stack is a linear and ordered data structure. What is the meaning of linear? It is storing in the form of linear, right? This is called a linear data structure. And ordered data structure, it will be in the ordered form only. Okay, and where elements are added and removed from one end only. For example, you are keeping the book here, you can't keep in between the last one. After inserting all the book, if I want to insert any book, you can't insert at the bottom from the bottom. So you can insert at the top of that. That is what it you can add or remove from one end. That we can call it as a top. Clear? And it works with LIFO principle. What is the meaning of LIFO principle? Lost in, first out. Whatever you are keeping it here. So this is the book, you kept it last. That only you have to take it also first. That is what last in, first out principle. This you have to remember. Sometimes they will ask you, stack work with what principle? You have to remember. You have to remember the pile of books or pile of plates. So you are taking out from the last. Is it clear? And what is a real life example? Pile of books. Add or remove from the top. Stack of plates. So this is an example. And what are the applications of stack in programs also, in real life also? For example, reverse a string. What is the meaning of reverse a string? I want to check the program. I hope everyone know the word called palindrome. So what is the meaning of palindrome? If I'm mentioning the word Malayalam. So when you reverse the word, what is that? Again, it won't change it, right? Again, if you reverse the word, the same Malayalam only will be coming. That one we can call it as a palindrome. So if you want to check whether the given string is a palindrome or not, that time you have to use the concept of reversing a string. So you can use the concept of stack. And next one, undo or redo in editors. I hope in Word document, if you've done some mistake, you will do undo and redo operation, right? Next one, web browsing history. So when you want to go back, so there is a back button like that, it will be there. So you will be go back, right? The front and back. So this will go for a back and this will be for the front, right? That also you can use it by using the stack operation. Next, expression evaluation. How you can use it? The closing bracket. So for example, this is a bracket and this is one. So this bracket is matching with this. So to matching with this, what are the bracket to evaluate that? You will be using the concept of stack. And function call in recursion. What is the meaning of function calls? In call stack only we had discussed that function call. If you keep on calling the function call in the stack, whatever the recent call, it will be storing. If you want to go through that, it will go from the recent one to the previous one. That we can call it as a function call in recursion. Okay. And what about the real life? It is a pile of clothes and stack of chairs, bangle on wrist and pile of plates. I hope everyone can connect with your real life about the stack. Okay. Next one, the important question, what are the operations? performed on stack. You can just remember, this is a memory trick to remember PQ plus S plus D. What is the meaning of PQ? Means there is 3P you are going to deal with. What is the first P? Push. Push means what? You are pushing. You are adding an element to the top of the stack. What is the meaning of next P? Pop. What is a pop? Means remove the topmost element from the stack. So this is the stack. So there is a, you can remember, is a pile of plate. So push means you are adding the element to the stack. Pop means you are removing the element from the stack. Okay. And what is the meaning of peak or top? Peak or top means what is there in the top element. To identify what is there in the top element, that we can call it as a peak or top. That is what it is, P cube. What is this S? S means size. What is the size of the stack? It returns the number of elements in the stack. And what is D here? D for display. Print stack elements from top to bottom. So what are the elements are there from top to bottom? It is going to display it. Now do you understand PQ plus S plus D? P cube is push, pop and peak, and S means size, D means display. Okay, now the next concept is implementation of stack in Python program. So this program I have prepared for the general purpose, okay, but in your textbook they used, instead of yes, they have used glass stack, which means you are going to create a glass stack and you have to keep on adding the glass and you have to remove the glass. So sometimes in questions they may ask you to, instead of glass, they may ask you to write for the book also, but this is a general concept. Okay, so when you want to create an empty stack, how can you create? You have to create a variable here. So for example, instead of empty stack, if they're asking you to do book, means you have to create here book. I am giving here yes as a variable. Yes equal to, you have to use this square bracket to create an empty stack. After that, if you want to do the push element means what? You are adding the element to the stack. So which function you will be using? Append function. So append function is used to push elements onto the stack. So how can you do that? I am creating here the function. What is the function? DEF. By using the DEF keyword, you are going to create a function. And what is push here? This is my function name. And you have to use the normal bracket and colon should be there. Whenever the colon comes, the next line always you have to follow what? Indentation. So I am creating a variable here, a equal to int of input of enter any number. I am going to ask the user to enter integer number. After that, I am mentioning yes. What is the meaning of yes? This is a stack. Dot append of a. I am appending the a to the stack. I hope everyone is clear how to do the push function. Next one is a pop function. What is the meaning of pop? It is going to remove the element from the stack. Okay. So whatever the element recently you have added, that element only it will be removing, which means the top element it will remove. So what first you have to do when you are doing the pop? First you have to check whether the stack is empty or not. Because if the stack is empty, there is nothing element are there. So which one you will be pop? So for that you have to check the condition. If yes equal to empty means you have to print stack is empty. Else print deleted item is yes dot. Again you are giving yes as a stack name dot pop function. So it will delete the topmost element from the stack. Next one, what is that? You are going to identify what is the top items, or we can call it as a peak items. Both are same. Okay. So which one is a top items in the stack? How can you check it out? See, for example, this is a stack. If the stack, I am adding here first 1, then 2, then again 3. Right? Which is the stack? This one 3. But the same way when you are creating in the list, it will be here 1, 2 and 3. So how can you do that? This last element only is the top items, right? So how I am creating here? Function definition, peak is my function name. Again you are going to check if the stack is empty. If the stack is empty, you can mention stack is empty. Else peak item is yes of -1. I hope everyone remember this is a negative indexing. So s of -1 will give the last element, that is only the top element. Understood? Okay, next one, what is that? Len function. What is the meaning of len function? It is used to check the number of elements in the stack. If you want to check what is the number of elements, you have to mention here def is my function name and size is, what is the size is my function name. After that, print of len of s. So len of s will give what? It will give you the number of elements in the stack. After that, the display function prints the stack from top to bottom. The final one, you are going to display what is there in the stack. From where? From top to bottom. Okay. So here I am creating the function here and function name is display. Again, you are going to check if the stack is empty. Otherwise, how can you do that? You are going to do by using the slicing method here. So this one, it will give you in the form of reverse. For example, 1, 2, 3 there in the stack. How it is going to do? This is a reverse function. So it will give you 3, 2 and 1. I hope everyone is clear with the concept. Okay, so now I have, I'm going to create a program now by using whatever the function we have created till here. So starting from def push to till here, whatever we had discussed, I have mentioned here. After that, I'm creating, instead of empty stack, I'm giving here s equal to 1, 2, 4, 5. There are 4 elements are there. After that, I'm calling each function separately. Now, if I run the program, enter the elements. I am using here 8. You can see after appending, what is that? 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. And deleted item, this is the reason why item we added, right? So that element only got deleted. And what is the peak item? So after deleting this, which one is a peak one? Is a 5. The length of the stack is 1, 2, 3, 4. And item in the stack from peak 5, 4, 2, 1. It will be in the reverse order. I hope everyone is clear with the program. So the same program you can use it for the lab. Okay. Now till here I stop. If you have any question, post your question in a comment box. I will reply to your question. And please subscribe my channel. In next class, I'm going to continue with the same topic. Thank you so much.